It's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. Full day when we fight. Live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Finger bottle, never stop it. To the beast and on 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Del Altman, joined by my co-host, Pork Chop. Not sure who the guy below me is.
Who is
friend
that guy?
Friend of the show, Tyler, and then new guy. Introduce yourself.
My name is Beer Can Titty Guy.
Oh, Beer Can Titty Guy.
I've
I know
heard of
that
you.
guy.
I got a shirt. I ordered a shirt of you. Are you doing the applause? Oh my God, he's got buttons for this one, guys.
Who's
This
got
is gonna
buttons?
be
Who
a
did the
long
buttons?
night. This is gonna be a long night.
Is it Beer
By the
Can
way, that
Titty
was
Guy?
not sexual. That's what your surprise was.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
There might be
Tyler-
other things though too, Dale. I wouldn't trust his ass.
Tyler used to come on the show a lot. Now he's too busy watching FCC. He's basically led them to all these victories, if you don't know.
God.
So, Tyler, how you been?
It's we're hanging in there. It's been an off season. We'll leave it at that.
How's the rest of the crew? The rest of the guys, Phil and the boys?
Well, I think we're like everybody else on Bengals Twitter right now. We're just trying to dodge some strays from that state of misery, I guess.
It's just been a long off season. A lot of infighting, a lot of chaos. I'm ready for football, man.
The mute button has come into hand quite a bit this off season. So
I feel you.
Yeah.
The last two off seasons, the one before this one and this one, are actually shorter off seasons for us, but it certainly seems longer.
it is weird. It does seem like it keeps getting longer and
Right.
longer. So
Because we're so excited, man. We know we got a chance to win that Super Bowl. Like, I'm super pumped. I guess we'll start there because it's been so long since we had you on. We'll start with kind of the move since the Super Bowl, and since unfortunate not making it this year, but being so daggone close again that we could have easily been there and won it back-to-back years. So, but we didn't. So credit to KC and Mahomes and all that. We're not haters here on this show, But yeah, so Orlando Brown was kind of the big thing that hit. We had a couple days, and people, as always, go stir crazy. Free agency. If we don't get that first signing like last year with Kappa and another with Karras, and things don't start rolling right away, everyone starts to freak out. We had to wait like a day and a half, basically 10:30 at night. We're making moves, but yeah, Orlando Brown wasn't on my radar. I'm guessing he wasn't on yours, but just talk about that and where you were when you heard it and your feeling of like, oh shit, that's Orlando Brown.
I think I was like probably 95% of Bengals Nation, and I was sound asleep in my bed.
I was close. I was trying to go to sleep. Like, I'd done 3 shows that day.
I was at work.
Oh,
So you were all hyped up on Lady Bly then, right, Dale?
No, I was chill at that point. I was like, I'm good. And then I got hyped again, but they were like, Jeff and Rally Around the Night. He was like, come on, do this shit. I'm like, no.
It's cool down mode at that point.
But yeah, like how pumped were you? So you wake up the next morning and you see it like via text or just get on Twitter or
I saw the notification on my phone because I have Bengals tweets on notification. So I saw that first thing and I was like, oh shit. Like everybody else, like where the hell did this come from? So no, it was solid signing and, shore up that left side a little bit and man, just strengthen that offensive line because obviously last year that was, the weakness was the tackle spot, whether it was inconsistency or injuries or just what have you. I mean, it was definitely just the weakest part of the line. So to shore that up a little bit, hopefully give Burrow 2, 3, 10 more seconds to throw would be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, if you go back and watch that Chiefs game last year, the regular season, I remember sitting there with, my dad and my brother, and I was like, man, he has all day to throw. And I mean, you saw what he can do. He can pick defenses apart. So yeah, it's that was a huge signing. So
Yeah, I'm telling you, at this point, I've said Burrow can bring a lawn chair out onto the field with him and just take a fucking seat. And then get up and throw the ball whenever he wants to, man. He's going to have all the kind of time.
Now, my brother likes to ask this every day. So first
Right.
he called you Travis, but then he fixed
Right.
it. Tyler, do you know if Higgins' deal was done yet or not?
rumor around Bengals fan counseling is maybe, potentially.
Maybe is the best answer.
Potentially.
There was a Paul Dehner article, and we talked about it a little on a 3:30 show, but not with you guys. So they was saying Dehner, he said it's a little bit of a bold prediction, but I think it was the within the week thing. He's saying if Burrow gets done, he could see T, Logan, and a Mixon restructure or pay. I don't know what that means when they say restructure sometimes, especially in this situation. But could all get done within a week of each other. Basically, a lot of things are just waiting on the Burrow thing to drop first, which I still think it's because of Herbert. But what are you guys' thoughts on that? And I'd be pumped.
Well, I'll go first if you don't mind.
You were on that show, jackass.
Greg, you said you guys. Everybody was.
I mean, like these two.
There's like a half a second of silence, but
Whatever.
I was
with you.
honestly, I kind of half-assed paying attention because I was trying to tweet our stuff out. But.
Right. But I also
he's
believe
never
that
on the
they're waiting
show, and then when he does show up, he's not even on the show.
Yeah. So they're going to wait till Herbert's done, I think, and then they're going to give Joe Burrow $1 million or a couple million above Herbert, and then everything's going to fall in line. I pretty much think that Paul Dehner laid it out. Go ahead, Tyler.
I haven't had a chance to read that article yet, so I honestly have no idea what's going on. What I suspect is probably happening is they probably got T, Joe, and Jamar all in the room at the same time and said, we need to keep this together. How do we shuffle money around? And it's probably a work in progress. People in and out of doors, this is what we're willing to give you here to balance out this side of the contract. And it's a lot of give and take right now. That's my speculation. And obviously with the caliber of players that we have on this roster and trying to keep everything together, there's obviously going to be some shuffling and finagling of contracts to make it all work out. So if there's any front office that can do it, it's ours. So I have full faith in them, and I have no doubts that T is going to be a Bengal for a while.
Yeah, his scares me the most still because of the agent. So I'm just I want it done. So I'm like,
right.
I just would love to see that news. But Derek, what's your thoughts on that?
And
do you think it's all just predicated on Burrow first, and then we'll see what happens?
Yes, and I like Tyler said, I kind of agree with him. I think they're all going to be done right around the same time. I was listening to on the way home. I was listening to the with the first pick with Rick Spielman, the former
you and these
whatever
podcasts.
that guy is.
No, from Minnesota. Minnesota's GM. I listened to him some during the draft process.
Exactly. Very knowledgeable guy, obviously. But he was saying a lot of their deals they would get done in the 11th hour, meaning like right towards the end or right up when they get really close to training camp. That was not me. I promise.
Right, whatever.
Hand check.
Pizza's here.
What'd you hit that button with if your hands are up?
But that's I think it's going to get a lot of Bengals fans anxious because they're going to be waiting and waiting and waiting. And I feel like kind of the same time Joe's deal was done, 3 years ago now? I think it'll be right around that time.
Well, you're talking Mixon?
Mixon, sorry. Yeah.
Well, and just you go back to Gino and Dunlap, and just a lot of our deals are close to training camp when training camp kicks back off. So if we don't hear anything over these next few weeks, then that's okay. I know people are starting to get worried about Joe, and Joe didn't want to talk about it, but I'm like, I'm not a bit worried about Joe Burrow's contract getting done.
Right.
Yeah. I was laughing at your brother. Sorry.
I think all the contracts are done. They just got to fill in the blank with the numbers. It's a floating number. And I can see a scenario just like Tyler said, where they're all in the same room. Like, here it is. Let's lay it out. You guys want to stay together. Let's get this hammered out.
And for the record, Travis is not officially part of the show anymore, David.
Right.
It's Two Day Joe is the other co-host.
Right.
He was going to see some friends in Cleveland.
Maybe he
Travis
thought that's what
still-
Travis looked like with a good
We're
shave.
trying to line up another episode where
Mhm.
I don't know if it's going to work out, and it's going to be hard to work out, but here in a couple weeks,
Yeah.
potentially have the good berries or maybe one of the good berries because Joe's so damn busy now. But maybe just Glenn and then Bengalorian trying to work it out, and then Travis, and have it on like that crazy 2-hour episode that I just clipped up.
Oh, that was so much fun too.
Yeah, it was chaos, man, in a good way. Kind of like I almost need an appearance from Phil. Like I clipped that up.
Everybody's so
Tyler,
glad
the
to see you
first
here,
time
Derek.
Tyler came on, God, dude, you nailed that so much. Like watching that back.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
great.
And that was when Travis was on there too, and that was his because you just posted that clip the other day, and he got on that rant, and I'm trying to go into like full Phil mode here, and I'm dying laughing in the background.
Yeah, it was the first fire him up. We're like, hey, dude, we were trying to find something while you were, changing up there, getting a hold of Phil for us, and and he fucked the first one up. That was the greatest thing ever. And, yeah, it's like, oh, it's dead, and even the rest of it. Then, so then you had to come in as stone faced, but you did a great job. That was impressive.
I feel like Phil's going to be having a hard time this year. You know, when the Reds win the pennant, when FC Cincinnati wins, when the Bengals win the Super Bowl.
I don't want to hear it. You and Phil were best friends last year.
That's right.
I was trying to get down or get to his level to talk to him like a human being. You know,
you were just like, "You're right, Phil. You're right."
Yeah.
We
I mean,
suck.
I'm just
See him
trying
poncho
to-
to poncho.
Burrow
Yeah,
hasn't proved it
exactly.
yet. You're right, Phil. I'm like, what? I'm like,
Well,
"Dude,
I had to do that. He's my hero. I had to do that for Phil, just like you did that for Gary.
what?
You
What
right.
did we
You
forget?
right, Gary.
Oh,
You
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I had to.
Man, I'm telling you, when you get all those clipped together, that is going to be one tearjerker. I don't
Well,
know how.
I think I'm just gonna have to put it out as like an episode of just like it's just
gonna
like
have to
the
the
because
the
it's
best
already
of-
over like 12 minutes combined.
Yeah, it's going to be the best
Jesus.
of making fun of Derek.
Well, some of
Yeah.
these are like 6-7 minutes, and I want to put them out individually, so I put them out as that. But then I clip them down to taking like maybe 2 of those, out of that whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still I've got like 11 to 12 minutes from the ones I've done, and it's if it ends up being 30 to 45 minutes, just make it an episode. and
Make it a
pop on
best of
there,
episode.
Pop it up
Highlights.
there, yeah.
But yeah, Crip here with a comment for the podcast listeners. Holy shit, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nope, it's the man, the legend. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your friend, my friend, Casper Dick.
With no commas.
And that's true. That's comma free.
I mean, is he looking a little tanner today,
No.
Crip? I'm seeing a little more tan, maybe, or
Listen.
he's just
I have a light. It's never changed.
It's all filters now.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah. Now he put the filter on it.
oh geez, now he's already getting interrupted. This is more like it. He was doing so good. Now he's here. We go.
What's
Now
the What's the timestamp here? 13:20.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was good. 13 minutes straight.
What was the over under on tonight?
I don't know. I hope someone had those odds.
Right.
What's up,
Okay.
Doris?
We should have put that out. Derek would have bet on it.
Before some shit goes down and Derek gets
Right.
completely off kilter. 13 minutes.
Oh.
She thought it started at 6. That's why.
Oh, she thought you'd be done by now.
Oh, she comes
Like I would. She said I would have stayed out longer.
Say it's taking you. You need to get over there, Derek. Like it just started, babe.
Did you put a 12-pack of Keystone in the fridge for her?
Yeah.
Come on, you know me better than that.
Oh, you got a
course I did.
24-pack.
Oh, tell us
course
what
I
you're,
did.
Tell us what you're
Keisters.
drinking, by the way, Derek.
Oh, I'm drinking.
This will
Oh,
go
come
along
on
with
now.
what she's
you
drinking.
gotta, you gotta
Yeah,
set me up
because
like
it's
that.
true. Because it's true.
This is a single barrel legend series for the Brothers Osborne. It's Whistle Pig Piggyback 100% rye,
I was told that was a very expensive
aged
Right.
6 years.
very expensive bottle.
He can afford that when the
It
wife's
wasn't
drinking
that
Keystone.
expensive, okay?
That is not what you said.
Look at that face.
Big freeze.
Yeah, look at this.
Perfect.
Now he's frozen. It's all happening now.
Listen,
Listen.
The perfect freeze frame.
It's
Yeah.
like someone Luther Vision that, Greg. Oh, he's
Nope.
oh.
I'm trying to fix it.
But anyway, so this man, before the show, he's like, yeah, this is super expensive. We'll have one glass of this because it's very expensive.
Right.
As we're talking about Sarah, and every time, she can't even get Miller Lights, Tyler.
No.
He makes her now drink Keystone.
Downgraded the wife.
You don't like Keystone?
Yeah, whatever, Derek. He's like, I love Keystone.
It up
How can you downgrade the wife?
Keystone is like...
It's so good. Keystone's the best. Keystone is the best beer in the entire world.
I've only had Keystone Light one time, and that was at country concert, and it was 10:30 at night, and I was desperate for beer.
And it was still not ideal.
You got to have a whole bunch of prep beers before you take a Keystone.
Yeah, I've drank it once or twice. It's just it's not very good. I don't know.
It tasted like water at that point, so I don't know if I've had that much at that point or if it, just really doesn't have any taste. But it made great for beer showers. So.
That's why around here we go with the champagne. True. Champagne of beers.
Yeah, we lost. So Travis just does boogered up now. Doesn't do this, but now Chop is taking over his beer.
Yeah. Is that what Travis drinks?
Yeah.
Oh,
He always
I'm like Travis's old fucking weird ass uncle.
Yeah, drunk uncle.
Old drunk uncle. Yeah.
Dale, was this on the resume when he brought in Pork Chop?
No. Pork Chop's just like the most interesting man in the world. If you haven't caught all that yet,
I've been able to catch a couple shows.
Hey, go on my TikTok, Tyler. I got three videos on TikTok.
Three videos.
Oh snap!
Aren't they all of you eating?
Huh?
No. Eating?
One of them is post Four Loco. It was after I drank a Four Loco. And then the other two, I review the Skyline nachos, and then the other one is I review the Sky Rosa.
So 2 out of the 3.
They're not for the children, though.
I have no idea what just happened to my camera. Sorry about that, guys.
Probably fucking Sarah unplugged that bitch after you made her drink the Keystone. She saw you were drinking a fucking $5,000 bourbon.
Internet.
It probably was.
Yeah.
Yep. It's got to be what it was.
She was like down there, like, if you want the new code, we're going to have to get some Miller Lite.
I love that he's sitting there sipping this bourbon, trying to hype up Keystone, but she's the one drinking it.
Right.
Hey, listen. I love, you know what, Pork Chop? Ever since you started telling me about how much I say that, it bothers me because it's something that I cannot stop myself from doing.
Listen.
You say listen more than I say fuck. And that's a lot.
I'm not going that far.
We need to get a counter up here.
That's why I said we turn it into a drinking game. Every time Derek says listen, everybody take a drink, and we'll see if you can make it to the end of the show.
Oh, God.
All right. I'm down.
Listen.
You down, Chop?
Yeah, I'm down.
Dale?
All right. But before that, I have some Lady Bly and some Diet Cola here. I had a couple of beers. I cut grass. I was getting a headache. Like, I got to switch it up. Maybe this rum will get me out of this little funk today. So giving that a shot. Chop has showed the high life there. Tyler, you got anything? Any summer shandies?
I went Gatorade tonight. I had some truth last night at B-Dubs while I was waiting on my food, and it's messing with my sinuses.
Just didn't go well.
So I'm feeling a little bit out of it right now.
If it goes there, I got some tequila.
That's what happens that you didn't go summer shandy because
that's true. That's
summer
true.
drink. I remember your summer drink.
That's your go-to.
I haven't had a summer shandy yet this summer yet. That's a disappointment.
I'm very disappointed. All right, Hefe. Listen, we even did quarterback rankings the other day. We did quarterback tier rankings, and we put Mahomes number 1.
Yeah.
We're not arguing that fact.
Yep. As you know what though? As Uno says, Pat who?
Hey, I can't wait to do that.
And then he did that with the 2 ranks.
I can't wait till we re-rank them post-season, Hefe.
Yeah, I'm ready to re-rank the quarterbacks postseason too because some of those were difficult, man. Justin Fields was a really difficult one because I'm like, gosh, he's right there on the door of surpassing some of these guys. But
you know what? I feel like you guys should have had Kirk Cousins higher.
I knew it. We talked about it a lot. We actually kept bumping him up for a while just for you.
And we brought up Derek's name while doing it.
So the only reason why I say that is because the dad jokes just get him up into another tier, in my opinion.
That's not how it works.
Hey,
we were trying to
guess
go
what?
on how we thought this year would be, plus like career a little bit. So it
No,
was kind of tough to rank it.
Yeah, and I think when you look back on him though, like you're just going to have to be like, he was okay, but when you look at his stats, like his stats are totally different than who the quarterback is, in my opinion, because his stats look pretty decent.
What are you guys' thoughts on Jared Goff? Because Greg would not shut the hell up about Jared Goff. He kept saying he's got to be, and we moved him up multiple, like just so Greg would shut the fuck up. But what are you guys' thoughts on Jared Goff? Like as a quarterback.
So first off, catch me up here a little bit. What was your top 10 looking like?
Well, it was tiers. I wish we would have.
Oh, you did tiers. I'm sorry.
You said that been before. A lot easier. So I'll just say I know in the top tier, we took this off Tier Maker, so it was something already ready, so we could do it during the show and drag them into the categories. So the top category was actually S, then it went A, B, C, D.
I think S we had
2.
We had Mahomes,
just 2,
or 3.
Burrow.
Did you not have? Oh yeah,
we went Mahomes, and then we put Burrow there, and Josh Allen. We were kind of like him and Hurt. We actually ended up going Jalen Hurts 3rd overall over Allen, just because.
But not in that superior.
We were trying to do like, what they've proven or what they've done a little bit in there.
Yeah.
So far, Allen is Andy Dalton as far as playoffs go. He can't get over the hump. I mean, I'm not saying he's worse than Andy Dalton or the same level. I'm just saying he's got to. He's got to prove.
I think Andy Dalton is that. I think Jimmy Garoppolo now is in that Andy.
Does he keep removing himself?
I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to move my mouse, and but I think Jimmy Garoppolo he's kind of in that middle tier where if you build a team around him, he's not upper tier. He's in that 15 to 30.
Who? Golf?
Jimmy Garoppolo. When he was talking, yeah.
Are we talking about Goff and Garoppolo being the same?
I think they're.
I think
I was just talking about Jalen Hurts and.
Well, he was talking about Andy Dalton, and it made me think of where you guys ranked Garoppolo.
Oh, Garoppolo was probably like D, maybe not D, C. No,
yeah,
probably
he was
D.
definitely rated low. Yeah. D, we just pretty much put like the rookies or like they had Matt Ryan on that list, and we're like, he's not even signed to a team.
He's officially retired.
I think we renamed D dog shit. D was for dog shit.
Yeah, but well, not for the rookies though, because we're like, we don't know what they are in the NFL yet. So
yeah.
But yeah, there like other people that were in D was like Sam Darnold and.
I was watching a Good Morning Football this morning. AFC South has got all three rookies against Travis. I mean, yeah.
But I'm trying to get back to so then
all right, circle around.
So back to Jared Goff.
Yeah, well, our S in general, because Tyler get an idea of it. So I'm trying to think off the top of my head here. But Mahomes, Burrow, and it was tough to put Hurts over Allen because I don't know. I think Allen's right there as like talent wise, maybe a better quarterback than Hurts. But what Hurts did, he should have been Super Bowl MVP. So that's I kind of gave him that. So that's 3, then 4, and then we ended up with Rodgers at 5, even though Greg didn't like that because part of it too is I'm like he's going to probably play even better this year. I just feel like he's going to have a year, but it's also a little bit legacy too, where he's won MVPs. And I don't know. I still gave him that, and then I can't remember who that was above off the top of my head, but so that was our top 5. I know that, and then we had guys like Lamar not too far behind.
You probably had Herbert. Did you have Herbert above him?
Yeah,
Herbert was like A.
Herbert was right there. We put Rodgers over Herbert, I think, and then it went Herbert, and then it went Lamar. So I think that's kind of 6, 7. I don't remember.
We should have took a damn picture of that.
Yeah,
should have
screenshotted it.
I bet Joe's got a screenshot of it somewhere. Of course, he's on his way to Cleveland.
But yeah, golf we ended up putting down in like those guys were all in like the A category, and then it kind of went down to the B category not long after those guys. Yeah, and where did golf? The B category had like a ton of players. Was like because that's the most average in that. It's the 3rd slot out of 5, and he was in that grouping.
Well, Greg got to remember where we put Goff at. He was all up on Goff's nuts. What category was he in, Greg? Put it in the chat.
Well, we had like Derek. I know it was like Derek Carr was ahead of him. Cousins was ahead of him. Guys like that were ahead of him. And then like Fields was we were having a tough time with. We might end up putting him over Fields or not putting him up. I think he allowed us to keep Fields because Fields literally broke the rushing part of like with 1,000 yards. But
Yeah.
neither here nor there. The whole episode's there.
Yeah.
But just but in general, we probably had golf ranked, I don't know, ended up being 17th or 18th. I think that's fair. I don't think he's that damn good.
Hey, I'm saying the Lions
fair.
got a chance to do good, especially in that division. You know what I mean? So they could win that division,
Oh, absolutely.
but it's not going to be because of solely Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is good enough to win with.
Right.
Will he get you to the promised land?
He's a fucking grilled cheese sandwich.
Probably not. But
They made it to the Super Bowl, and that's the only
is
reason
fair.
I gave him a lot of that. But I was like, a lot of that was McVay and that team that went really all in, which then we
Here,
ended
Greg
up
sent
playing
me
against too.
Greg sent me the thing here. Where's Jared Goff?
Did he send you a screenshot of the whole thing
Yes,
finished?
he did. He did. He said, "I'm trying to find."
See, he
Jared.
was ready to argue this point. He knew this would
He's
be
more
brought
prepared
up
for
later.
this show than we
Jared
were.
Goff is in. Jared Goff is in B, right above Matthew Stafford and behind Geno Smith.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had to give
In
Geno his
front of Jared
flowers.
Goff is Geno Smith, Justin Fields, Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, the Raper. What the fuck is Wilson? Wilson,
Russell Wilson.
Tua, Cousins, and Dak. And then your whole row A is a hub above him, and then Joe
Okay.
Burrow and Patrick Mahomes at the top.
We spent a lot of time on Jared Goff.
We
Yeah.
did.
Fuck Greg's fault. Fuck you, Greg.
Yeah. This segment of Bengals and Brews brought to you by Jared Goff,
Brought to you by
fucking grilled
Blue
cheese of
Division.
Detroit.
Oh man.
And I'm mad at Greg anyways because he didn't take his shirt off today when we talked about the
Yeah, I
Esposh.
know.
Mm.
That was the strangest
Well,
part.
you know
he
he's
does
got
it
his-
every time.
You
He
know
looked
he's only
solid
got
today on
he's
that
one
that
hand
route.
on the text, and he's waiting for Tyler's response on this one right here. Oh, that's not it. Hold on. That's true though. Tyler, you believer in Yosivach. Greg's got one hand ready to go. Go ahead.
I am kind of a wait and see. I'm really intrigued by the prospects of him. It's hard to say with what we saw from OTAs. Like with Charlie Jones, I feel like I got a pretty good feel for him because I can kind of see him. He's a route runner.
Chuck Sizzle, get your shirts.
He's a crisp route runner, and he looks like he can break off those routes pretty very well. So he's going to be an excellent slot for us. Andre, I think, is going to be more, can he get downfield? Can he be more like your, I'm going to call him T. Higgins light for right now, just because we don't know his abilities. Can he be like that? I mean, he's going to be that guy that goes downfield, goes up and gets balls for us. So hard pause. Don't say it, Dale. I said balls. So I was expecting you to go for
No.
it.
I don't think any of us missed or caught it.
Oh, thank God. But no, I'm excited to see what he can do. I think he has a high ceiling, and it's just going to be my final verdict will come in preseason when we can actually see him get one-on-ones and what
I
he can
kind of
actually
feel
do
the
on
same
field.
way, but you just feel a little dirty saying it, even putting him and T in the same sentence. You know what I mean? Has he got a possibility of that? Yeah, hopefully. You know, I mean, that's a horrible problem to have, right?
Well,
T.
I just
Higgins.
said for his year one prospects, like to be game day active, he's going to have to really show out for special teams and gunner. And he was at least doing that in practice the other day at gunner. So I'm like, but it's going to be hard to supplant Morgan.
Right.
Morgan, and then
Yeah.
the guys you have at corner that can do that. Like DJ Turner could probably do that, being a 4.26 guy. Like, I don't know. I'm not counting Yosvash out as making a small impact on this team, but at the end of the day, I still lean back toward I think what I originally said. He'll make the 53, but he'll be on a lot of game day inactives for this season.
Well, shout out-
We got Trenton and stuff still this year.
Shout out Stanley Morgan for winning the basketball competition for the Old Dogs. Did you see that?
I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
For 26 and above was considered Old Dogs.
It was a 3-point, right? 3-point
Yeah.
contest that they did. Hey, thank you for the super chat, Daddy Warbucks, aka
That's
Rowdy, down in the Clemson area, who always gives us very generous super chats, which everyone else can give us super generous super chats if you would like to as well.
And by the way, Rowdy's going to go up for his boy. Rowdy's big Clemson guy.
And we're talking T. Higgins. So this is for Tyler. T. Higgins had 121 passer rating when targeted in 2022. Burrow had a 100.8 passer rating overall. Strictly from Bengals' perspective, wouldn't it be very difficult to try and replace T?
Oh, absolutely.
He just says yes, and that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for the $10. Yes.
Yeah, right. Thanks for $10.
No, and I don't want my words to be confused. I am not looking for Andre to be T. Higgins. I think he's just going to be used in a lighter role.
Hey.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button there.
Yeah.
Eric, what in the hell are you doing?
I was trying to. There.
Were you going to up
Go
the
ahead.
viewers,
Oh,
man?
God.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't like this.
He was on his soapbox, so I was getting ready to put him up there, but I just messed it all up.
That
Sorry
must
about
be
that,
some
guys.
good ass fucking bourbon, Derek. It's already got you fucked up. What's that made by Four Locos?
No, it's just rye whiskey. This isn't bourbon.
Oh.
Anyways, back to Tyler before
Right.
Derek started hitting buttons again.
But no, I'm not looking for Andre to be T. Higgins. I just think he can be like a just maybe a lighter version of him. Obviously, he's not going to be used as much. He might get, a handful of snaps this year, if any at all, depending on how he does in preseason. So, but I think he just kind of has that build, and that was kind of his from what I've been able to find on him at Princeton. It seems like that was kind of his game there. So, we'll see how his college game translates to the NFL. Obviously, it's bigger, faster, stronger, and the best of the best in the NFL. So everything kind of changes. So, we'll see.
Hey, if nothing else, they're going to keep him around for the calendar.
Yeah, because
That
man, that's
guy,
a good looking
Jesus
dude.
Christ.
But
That
yeah,
is a good looking fucking dude. Sam Hubbard's like son of a bitch.
I had the city on
No,
lockdown.
I don't
Yeah.
think Sam's worried. I don't think Sam's worried about that. Derek, you got something there? I was going to say. It seemed like you had.
No, I was just going to tell Greg I appreciate him waiting until my camera froze to take a picture.
Is that the picture he got? I thought maybe it was when you did the Chuck Sizzle thing.
No, it wasn't. He did Luther Vision while I was
While
frozen
your
in
thing was
cyberspace.
frozen.
It was a good pose. We all said we told him to do it.
Right.
It was perfect.
Oh,
But so with him, a couple reasons I'm excited. Like he balled out at the Senior Bowl, so it's like he showed that because it was like, well, Princeton level competition. So he showed that he's coming to camp, impressed the coaches. The wide receiver coach is like, oh, I thought he was going to be way more of a developmental guy. Was I think the quote that Dan Horde had from him we talked about, and it's like no, but he's can kind of do it all. He's fast, got good hands, good route runner, just a little bit of everything, and 6'3", and I also go back to when he's at Princeton. He's cross-training to be in the heptathlon and as a wide receiver, who's going to go to the NFL. So to be cross-training, and I'm sure your body, like, maybe you could speak on this a little bit, Tyler, because you're a cross-country runner.
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't you think you'd have to train your body different than to be playing, like, big-time college football / now NFL and heptathlon?
I would think so.
I know. To me.
Oh man, I never competed in the heptathlon in college, but I don't know. I'm just excited by the prospects of Andre, and I think he was even considering being a politician if football didn't work out.
I didn't even see that. You talk about going to the Olympics, though. I saw that.
Yeah.
And it's like, geez, a Pete.
Hey, just for all of us that do our running, sitting on the couch or in the truck, what the fuck is a heptathlon?
Dude, I was just about to ask that. What?
Okay. So there's the decathlon and then heptathlon. I'll let Tyler answer because he might have it in front of him. I was going to say, I know like there's a few different events, but
I think it's 4 or 5.
So it's
a bunch of
swimming,
different
biking,
events.
So it's
running.
Hold on. It's
7 events. Excuse
Jesus
me.
Christ.
So 100-meter hurdles, high jump, shot put, 200-meter dash, long jump, javelin, and the 800-meter run.
Man, I burnt 800 calories just listening to you talk about that
that's-
shit.
And he
Yeah, I
set
was
like an
thinking-
indoor record, even like
God dang.
Okay.
doing
So I was thinking like the guys that swim the freaking rivers and then
You're
get
thinking
out
of
of
Iron
water.
Man, like the Iron Man.
Is that what
thinking
that is?
triathlon.
Okay, triathlon. Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was trying to think of. But so this was like a college. So they actually do this in their track and field then.
Yes.
They
Okay.
did it on Revenge of the Nerds.
See, while I was on my cruise, I was watching. They had.
How you gonna be
some
wearing
sort
a? Oh no, you're wearing Chuck Sills shirt. Mine.
of-
Yeah.
I'm wearing Chucky Sis, babe.
We got. I mean, Yoshi too is a good nickname.
Yeah, but yeah, that is really cool, and it's crazy too because you look at a lot of these like the shot put guys, like all these guys, their bodies are like Dale was saying, they're built totally different. All these different track and field. Tyler, you know how it is, and just to be able to do all of that and do well in it is insane.
Well, you guys, obviously as Bengals fans, we remember Marcus Hunt when we drafted him.
Yeah.
He did shot
Yes,
put.
shot put.
Yeah.
Was it discus too? Was he discus and shot?
I think he did. I'm
One
pretty
of
sure
them,
he
he
had
was
discus in
a
there.
shot put might have been his. One of those, he was like world caliber or what?
Yeah, you typically if you do shot put, you do discus as well. So I'm pretty sure he did, if I remember correctly. But I always remember those videos like right when we drafted him.
I just remember in high school, like all these guys that they look like they could be entered into the strongest man competition. They're just like just freaking huge, and those are all your shot put guys and your discus guys because they're just the strongest fricker or guys out there.
They got to throw a
Freakers.
heavy thing real far.
Yeah.
There's some big mother frickers.
I tried, dude. I'm telling you, I tried to do that. I was 150 pounds soaking wet and trying to do the shot put, and it was awful.
I
He's
tried
talking
out.
about himself again, Clark. Oh,
Yeah, I did try out for
Sorry,
track
guys.
in like the 9th grade with shot put, and I fucking did not make it. Thank God. That's a lot of exercise looking back on it. Fuck that.
I made regionals.
oh
I
God.
was waiting.
Oh,
I was
my
waiting
God.
for the.
Oh,
I
my
thought you
God.
would have it. Together.
No, not. You don't deserve it.
Okay. Oh, and I said something about flex or my cruise that I was on. But
Yeah,
whatever.
But anyway,
Whatever.
so we'll get into the
Whatever.
draft a little. We got there. We kind of talked about Yoshi, but thoughts on the draft since we haven't had you on since that either. Miles Murphy, was there anybody that you kind of wanted that maybe went before, or were you one of the people that was like, oh, Michael Mayer's there? We were on Twitter doing a live show, and like Tyler Eifert's posting stuff. So the live reaction to Miles Murphy was not great on the channel with like 9 people, but I thought it was a great pick, especially hindsight. And what was your thoughts on Miles Murphy, and was there anybody else you were looking at?
Yeah, for like the draft, obviously being at we was 28, correct? I think that's where we was at. It's hard to you start getting like you start getting a little bit of a stable of players that you like, but like not really. At least the way I look at it, you start to get a little bit of a stable of players that you do like, but you're trying not to get too attached because, I mean, there's so much that can happen with 27 spots ahead of you. But you know, Miles Murphy was not on my radar whatsoever. So once we drafted him, my philosophy is there's a reason why I'm sitting, you know, in this room on a Friday night and not at Paycor Stadium reviewing film with coaches and stuff. So I fully trust what they're doing. They're obviously hitting on all cylinders right now. So, but after, you know, seeing, you know, who Miles Murphy is, what he was able to do at Clemson, you know, I'm excited by the prospect. You know, pass rush was one of the things that we didn't really do consistently well last season. So, you know, add another guy in the mix. You got Hubbard, Joseph Asai, Trey Hendrickson, and now Miles Murphy to kind of keep each other fresh for 4 quarters. Gonna be a good time, I think.
You were down at the draft too, right? I saw you did a TikTok thing down at the draft. Did you leave or did you stay for the whole draft? At Paycor.
I didn't make it this year.
Oh, all right. You know what? That TikTok
Chop
video
must have been on
probably
them 4
from-
locos
right.
and saw a whole video
Right.
you didn't even fucking do.
That's it. It was
I was
that year
gonna say-
before that. Then you were showing off the AFC championship trophy, and
That was the year before.
all right. Well,
That was last year.
I was at Paycor for the draft party this year, and when Miles Murphy got drafted, everybody was. It's like you hit pause on the whole fucking building, and everyone's just like,
I remember seeing those reaction videos, and I was like, "Oh God, I hope they didn't show that on NFL Network or anything."
Man,
Oh gosh,
everybody thought it was going to be Michael Mayer at that.
Michael
yeah.
Mayer.
Thanks a lot, Tyler Eifert. Please come on our show.
In retrospect, though, to tell you the truth, I thought it was going to be Michael Mayer at that point too.
I did too.
The guy I wanted went way before that was Emmanuel Forbes. That is the dude I wanted. I'm still very interested to watch and see how he does with his little tiny.
And Washington took him 16th, and I watched this thing where Washington was literally like so worried they were about to trade up, and then he was still there, and they didn't. So he was never getting close to 28.
No,
Dale, you had. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say you had the perfect T-shirt for that guy too.
For Forbes.
For Forbes, or was that you, Chop?
What was it? I don't remember. I was drinking Four Locos back then.
Back in his Four Loco days. Though.
Right, back in my Four Loco days.
It was something about the Forbes,
like a Forbes list type thing.
Yeah, Forbes
I don't
list,
think it was me. I would have damn sure made.
Yeah, there was. I don't know exactly what, but it was just like I said. You could always do something around Forbes list.
Yeah,
it'd be fucked up though if Emmanuel Forbes T-shirt came in my size. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker fit in my pocket.
I love it.
But that's the guy. That's the guy I wanted. But I'll tell you what, man. I am happy as shit to get Miles Murphy. I am so happy. I cannot wait until they put that NASCAR package out there against the Chiefs in fucking New Year's Eve.
Well, and throughout the process, he was a lot higher on a lot of boards, and then Van Ness kind of made a move up, and a lot of times DNs go a little earlier. So fortunate, he just kind of fell. It seems like the Bengals were high on him. That's the most important thing. When we had Dan Horde on, he said like he was one of their guys. They only had, I think he said this year was only 12 to 15 guys with first round grades, and Murphy was one of those guys. So that's all I needed to hear. Like when Horde said that after that, I'm like, yeah, they got their guy. And Marion Hobby's a great D-line coach, and Lou as a D coordinator. So, and anytime, it's like, man, we need to get to Mahomes more. We need to get to Mahomes more in these conference championships. One sack could have changed the game. Maybe it's Miles Murphy having fresher legs, or it's Hendrickson and Hubbard having fresher legs in the playoffs because they don't have to play as much in the season. So when you look at it in hindsight, it's like, yeah, it makes a ton of sense. And when we go to tight end, that's another signing we can talk about, and why I don't think they weren't even in on there. I think they liked Laporta and Kincaid. I mean, Zach Taylor said that, but we signed Irv Smith. We just happened to get these guys and they're fucking great abs that our wives want to have sex with and won't even have sex with us. But that's another topic.
Hey, and as long as we're talking about Irv, man, your favorite tight end was talking him up, talking about how fucking smooth he is, saying that nothing against CJ and Hayden, and they were great for us. But Irv runs these routes. He's just really super solid, smooth.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, man. What was your thoughts on getting Irv Smith, Tyler?
I think I was like with everybody else at that.
The abs, wasn't it? It was just
that's right.
I'm pretty sure that they bring him into that negotiation room and there's like, just lift your shirt up and
Yeah,
that's our tight end.
Here's your contract.
That's it, man. If you can wear a crop top, you're in, buddy. That's one of the,
it's like one of those police lineup boards where they just cover their face and like, all right, prospect number 5, please lift your shirt.
Oh, that's perfect. That is
looking a little soft there on the sides, number 5.
Yeah, there's a lot of women that would love. There are a lot of women in this fan base that would love to be part of that. Picking that.
That's why we haven't brought Zeke in. He has a crop top, but he's looking a little pudgy, I mean, I'm saying that. Yes, I understand that, but
all right, Chuck Sizzle, let's see him. Let's see those abs, Chucky Sizzle.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not going to.
Oh, don't worry.
Not enough whiskey in me.
We'll get full can of titty guy at some point.
That's right. Drink the bottom of that Miss Piggy shit you got.
Miss Piggy.
Greg, I already asked that. Oh, I just want to bring this up real quick so I could be like, Greg, if you weren't watching Sports with Strawberry Ice or whatever he's naming that fucking show now, Bengals Talk with whatever he's fucking naming his show, if you weren't watching that, you would have been here to fucking catch that. That was already asked, though. You have to go back
you miss a little, you miss a lot.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Go back and listen in podcast form.
Moving on to DJ Burner or Juan Drago, Release the Dragon, whatever he wants to go.
Puff
his
the
name
Dragon.
is. Friggin' 426 speed. We like that pick. Hude Joe, he called that one before it happened, so he's got to be excited about it. What was your thoughts on DJ Burner, Juan Drago?
I just saw Santori's comment down there.
Yeah.
But no,
That's a fuck with Greg thing.
Hold on. For the podcast listeners, Greg said, Tyler, what was your reaction when we signed Orlando Brown at 10:30 p.m. that one night? For the podcast listeners, Santori Miles said, Tyler, what was your reaction when we signed Orlando Brown at 10:30 p.m. that one night? With signed, spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Both times.
Sahind.
I didn't even catch that. If we get two more people to ask it, I think we should revisit it. Just for the people.
Just circle back.
No, we may have to get this. So maybe we'll get that answered, but maybe we'll have Phil come in and answer it.
Mm-hmm.
We might have to get Phil to come back on, a little closer to the season.
Okay.
Tyler's not feeling it. He's just not feeling it tonight.
I'm about 75% tonight.
It's fair.
Phil's getting prepared for the FC Cincinnati game, right?
Oh yeah.
No, Phil don't get prepared for it.
I mean, he's got the orange poncho on.
He hates everything equally.
Well, you got to rest up, though, because you got to meet us down there at the Brewery District. March in.
Exactly. It's a long. Do you know which?
Wait, how long is it?
Well, it depends on.
He said maybe I'm not getting the full experience.
Well, like Rheingeist.
There's a break in there.
Pork chop size got like.
Ooh.
So
I want to hit the march about halfway through. So tell me where I should go. I can't be walking no fucking mile. Give me like a quarter mile. Where's a quarter mile spot at?
If you go to so it goes from Rheingeist essentially down to Washington Park.
Yeah.
And then over to the stadium.
Maybe we'll just do. Greg, we're doing Washington Park to the stadium. Fuck Rheingeist. I like your beer, but that's a long
Santori
walk.
said he didn't sign up for any fucking march.
He's coming late anyway. Santori ain't fucking being there till late.
There is one supporter bar that is a little bit closer. It's Symphony Hotel and Restaurant. It's
Symphony Hotel and Restaurant. That's where me and Greg are going to be. The closest fucking place to the where we can get in and still march.
What do you think about this, Chop? Santori's got.
Hey, that's a good idea, Santori. Bring one for me. I'll ride in there, fucking rascal.
For the podcast listeners, Chop.
Santori says Chop and I are going to be in electric wheelchairs. Yeah, I'll do the whole march then. Fuck it. Charge that battery up. Honestly, though, how far do you think Rheingeist is from TQL?
Oh, if you're doing the march?
Yeah.
Ooh, I just had it pulled up here. Give me a second.
They march slow, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It's not power walking by any means. It's a nice stroll.
Ah, damn, that does sound far.
They see me rolling.
That's right.
Yeah, what are those? I was going to say those little scooters that you can rent.
The Rascal.
Oh,
you talking about those ones they rent downtown?
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Except I need a chair on mine. I'm still standing up.
No, this is perfect for you, Pork. Get one of those. I keep calling you Pork. I don't know why. Get one of those the beer can coolers.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about with the weed eater mower on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect. The only time
that
you got to get up
keep
is
my
to get another beer.
Miller High Life's in there.
That's right.
Stop every once in a while, get up, pop one out, sit back down. They probably got a parking lot just for those things down there at TQL. Them fucking fans are crazy, so you know they got some shit going on.
It's probably about a mile to a mile and a half walk.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. we are not.
You know what it is? That orange smoke that they let out at the beginning is actually cocaine. So everybody
gets the people going.
I'm just telling you right now, we are not marching from Rheingeist. I'll take a fucking Uber or some shit like that from Rheingeist, but I got to get closer.
Go to Washington Park. They serve beer over there. It's a good time. Plus, it's a beautiful area.
And like if I park at the Banks and ride the tram, they go right up there by Washington Park, right?
Yeah.
All right, boom. That's it. I'm sure to fucking walking a goddamn mile. I haven't walked a mile in last 3 years. All added together.
Hey, you got a couple weeks to train here.
I'm gonna need 4 years to train for that shit.
I want to
I'd
see
be
it,
like
man.
fucking training for heptathlon right there.
I want to see it. Complete video, chop just every day, like just walking around the fucking neighborhood. Just Four Loko.
No. I'll need 4 locos to walk that shit, man.
I'll tell you what.
Fucking out of my mind. Fuck
I
that.
tell you what, Chop. The Bengalian posted a picture. Actually, it might have been you, Tyler. Now that I think about it, there was a bar like right across from the stadium.
That's
I
called
guess
the police station.
Yes. Is that what that is?
No, it's District 1 police station's right down there.
Oh, I'm not from Cincinnati. Okay, I don't know the lingo or the places down there.
No, there is a bar right across the street from the stadium.
You can walk from that
the
place.
pitch.
I do want to do some kind of march, but I don't want to fucking
walk from the pitch
mile.
there. It's like 500 feet.
I'll just start singing "Ole, ole, ole, ole" when they come around the corner. Just grab my fucking orange smoke grenade.
I think
Here I come.
No, if you want a short march, that Symphony Hotel is a good stop.
All right, Symphony Hotel. I gotta write that shit down.
It's on 14th Street between
Symphony
the stadium and Washington Park.
SYMPHONY.
I forgot you're actually.
I fucking graduated nursing school.
Listen, Greg's not taking fucking no for an answer. Chop and sit.
Well, I'll fucking meet you.
Whoever Santro is.
Hey, when you get by
the whole mile and a half with the fans.
Listen, Greg, when you get to the Symphony Hotel, fucking stop and get your buddy Chop, because that's where I'll be. Fuck that. We can do the whole thing, but bring a wagon, Greg, and you can pull my ass.
Hey, you guys can take turns, tag team that.
Hey, I got a
wagon. Taking turns. He's the one that wants to walk a mile. When we go down to the banks, Greg parks all the way down by the practice fields for the Paycor Stadium, and then walks all the way to the banks. I'm like, fuck that. It's $20 to park underneath there, man. I don't even take the steps up from the garage to the top to the banks. I ride that fucking elevator for one floor. Fuck that. I'm all about reserving calories. You don't know when you're going to need them. The zombie apocalypse could happen tomorrow. And who the fuck out of all of us is the most prepared for that? This guy. I can go fucking 100 days without eating. I've reserved all my energy. I'm a survivor.
I was just thinking the same damn thing.
I'm glad we all.
I love it.
Hey, here you go. Mustache rides to TQL.
Greg needs to grow a mustache. It sounds like.
Right. Greg, grow out your mustache. You got a few weeks.
So we got a Reds game coming up here pretty soon.
This is Chop's brother. He said you guys.
Oh yeah,
from Paycor to Newport one time.
We did. That was in my younger days, Jeremy. That was goddamn. That was a long time. We left. It was a preseason game, and so we left early, and the bus wasn't running, so we walked. I did not realize how long of a. It doesn't seem like it's that long of a walk from Paycor to Newport. It fucking is.
That's what 5 miles.
It's long as shit, man. Oh,
mm-hmm.
I could not do it now.
But you did it. Huh?
Back in the day,
I swam across the river.
Yeah.
Another generous super chat from my sugar daddy Rowdy. Derek, you know if we ever meet Rowdy and he makes it to a game, we're going to buy this man some
beers. Will buy you a beer.
Sugar daddy.
Because it costs like $50 for a beer at Paycor.
Yeah, but it'll even out, right? We'll buy you a beer and you give
exactly
a super chat. Projections for the Bengals 2023 record. I got 13-4. I will just say, I think I've said it before, that's around where I'm at. I feel like we could finish better, but 13-4 just sounds right. There's always a game or two that seems like a letdown. And then my dog is like needing me to check on him, so I'll be back.
I want to say 15-2, but I don't want to be too optimistic and jinx it, so I'm going to go 14-3.
Yeah, that's gonna go. That's kind of where I've been. I usually just do windows, so I'm that 12 to 14. 12 to 14 range. I think I've been kind of leaning towards 12-5 though here recently. I mean, it's a hell of a tough division this year. It's always a tough division whether there's shitty teams in it or not, because everybody in the AFC North hates each other and
yes,
they play each other tough. I mean, how many years did what year was that? 2006, where the Browns were just god awful, and
it's every year.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
In this particular case,
We throw them a bone just so they're not on
0-15
suicide
season?
watch.
the score ended up being like 54-48 or something like that, and it was like the third highest scoring game in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
No defense in that game, and shouldn't have happened with the Browns at all. But
Yeah.
they turned up for that game like they always do.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee the fucking Browns beat us once this year because it's the last game and nobody's fucking playing that game because we're going to have the number 1 seed and there's no reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
17 or 16-0 at that point. So
There you go, Browns fans. I'm picking you to win the last game of the year. We'll be playing the fucking Water Boys. Me and Derek will come out of the fucking stands to play that game.
I'll do it. I ain't scared of getting hurt.
Yeah, I'll just go in there for Zeus. He'll give me a couple pointers. He's my best friend now.
I'm
And
built
strange,
Dude, for one of those game checks?
right.
Hell yeah, I'll die on the field. For
I'll
those
do it
game
for a
checks.
fucking. I'll do it for a fucking hot dog and a beer. I don't give a fuck. I get that
You are
game
not
check.
my- You are not my agent. He does not speak for me.
That game check is going in my bank account and buying cat litter, Dale.
There is a minimum
get a fucking
game
hot dog
check.
and a beer.
There is a minimum check, Chop. I'm not going to under-negotiate that.
All right, look, man. Just so you, I don't want to fuck you out of your money, so I'll just go half. Pay. Well, you're more athletic
Half
than
hot
me.
dog?
Shit. All I'm gonna do is just stand still.
Well, I'm not playing quarterback then. If you're fucking blocking.
You literally are a quarterback, Dale. You got to play quarterback. Didn't you play
Yeah, I was about
quarterback?
to say I'm
Long
built
time
like
ago.
Chris Evans, so I guess I'll play height and weight wise. That's it. That's
You
about
you
the
said you
You
were
don't have to get
I'm not-
specifics.
I'm not
Height and
like-
weight. Height and weight. You match.
Yeah,
Just move on from it.
I'm built
Exactly.
like Jabba the Hutt.
but
Derek, are
so
you
I
getting
guess
told
I'm
to get
playing
off here again?
running back. What?
Are you getting told to get off here again? I see your eyes.
It's golf is on. I'm
Oh
sorry.
god.
You're watching golf?
Ricky
Oh my
Fowler
God.
is 10 under.
How much money
it's
do
the
you
US
have
Open.
on the golf? He's
It
got to have
does
money
not
on it.
matter.
You can see the TV on the left-hand side of his screen there.
He can quit when he wants to.
I can quit
Yeah.
whenever I want.
Right.
So
He's got. Yeah.
you are gambling on the golf. That is a
Maybe.
yes.
Maybe.
How do you think he avoids all of that expensive liquor, Dale?
Exactly.
That's why Sarah has to drink the.
It's called. Spell it out for me, kid. DEBT.
Yeah, right. Look, my brother says if you see him running, you better start running too because something scary's coming behind me. Listen, if you see me fucking running, you're probably already dead because that is a mirage. It doesn't happen. In nursing school, they taught us fight or flight. I don't have any flight. That shit's done gone. It's all fight for me. A bear comes after me, turn around and throw a punch because I ain't fucking running nowhere.
Or you just stand still and you're the one who lives because other people will start running. And
My
it'll
legs
attack
would be
them.
like, what? And then I'd fall. Would not happen.
Oh, yeah.
Impossible.
So here, Santori with the breakdown: 610,000 is league minimum. 1 gate check is 36K.
I'll take a quick
I'll-
36K.
I'll
It's not
take-
bad.
Shit, I'll give him a 2-for-1 for that one.
Listen. Damn it.
Take a drink.
Listen. Oh damn. I don't even pay attention to it. I guess I'm just used to it.
As
Yeah.
soon as he said it, he said, listen, damn it.
Freaking new.
I was just about to say my wife's got a shirt that says Proverbs 28. The wicked run when no one is chasing them. So, you know she's not a fan of running.
Not me. Here's Rowdy coming. God damn, this is coming. He's
Damn.
fucking this payday for Rowdy. It's this week's the week
Jesus,
he gets
Rowdy.
paid.
Woo.
You like this more than we like each other.
There's always a critical shortage of paper bags in Cleveland because Browns fans have to have something to wear over their heads. True. Rowdy, what would happen, though, if they had a big old Clemson draft? What would you do? That'd be like Rowdy's worst fucking nightmare, wouldn't it?
Every round, just draft a Clemson player.
You imagine if they had got
Ooh,
Trevor
I got a
Lawrence?
question for Rowdy because they have a lot of good receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Sammy Watkins, T. Higgins, DeAndre Hopkins is who else am I maybe missing in there? Anybody? But we'll just say those three, and then if there's somebody else, Rowdy will know that you want to put in. How do you rank them while they were at Clemson? Their Clemson career. How do you rank those Clemson receivers?
Who was the guy that came out with Watson?
Sammy
You
Watkins,
remember?
wasn't it?
No, it wasn't Sammy.
No.
There was a wide receiver that was drafted with Watson. I think was it the guy for the Chargers?
Mike Williams.
Mike Williams. There.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
a fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've had some damn good receivers. I give them that. Like
Hunter Renfro.
Okay,
Yep.
so there's 5 for Rowdy to rank. So Rowdy, this is important.
That's
So
right.
get on that, and we'll go on about something else so we don't have any dead air.
Well, I can actually do this too because I know a couple people are wanting to hop in. You know, it's an hour in.
Mm-hmm.
No, ask sexy man
Send one to
Tyler some
Santori.
questions.
He was asking earlier.
Well, I just put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well,
Rowdy.
that'll work.
Hop on to answer the question. If Santori wants to hop on, maybe we can get this breakdown that he gave me about the
Hey,
Collins thing. Because
here's a
I'll
bet
ask
for you, Derek.
Tyler what. Oh, go ahead.
Derek, here's a bet for you. If Rowdy pops on, where will he be sitting exactly?
What do
you mean? On a
I mean, he's
beach?
going to be sitting behind a desk at that fucking convenience store.
Oh.
I've never seen Rowdy pop on
I
anywhere
was just going to
else.
say, I figured he would be sitting at Paycor Stadium because I think Rowdy is Zach Taylor, but
Oh, shit. What the hell's this?
Oh, we got it.
I was about to say before we do anything else here. Hold on.
We got someone just spamming the chat, so we're going to ban that person.
I don't even know what the hell that means. Hopkins,
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, so Rowdy's his rankings here for Clemson receivers is DeAndre Hopkins, Sammy Watkins, Mike Williams, T. Higgins, Hunter Renfro, and then Rod Gardner. Was that a throw? When was Rod Gardner? Is that a while back?
I don't know.
What is this? Like,
I know. I just saw it too.
Thanks for
Mr.
joining us, Mr. Burgles.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Burgles.
We appreciate it.
Get those comment numbers up.
Is there ever a Mr. Burgles at the? Yeah, no kidding.
We got all kinds of people popping in here. They're all ready to talk. Oh, look who we got here.
There's no face.
Oh, no. There he is.
Oh, there we are.
Hey!
All right. I was going to say for a minute there, I thought you were at Walmart, and then I
Yeah,
saw the
just turn off
cigarettes.
the speaker.
All right. I saw the cigarettes. I knew you were at work. You work more than me. Oh, he's got a speaker off again, though. You own that place, Rowdy?
oh my God, why is this still going?
I don't know. That guy's a hacker or something. Shit.
Has he got multiple accounts or
Maybe. With the same name.
Let's see here.
And all
Well,
the-
guys, we
yeah.
made it. We made it. We got our
I
first
know.
fucking troll in the chat.
Right.
Like it
Mr.
took
Burgles.
a year and a few months, but hey,
What the hell?
we've got one.
Oh, don't worry about it. All right. Yeah, you too.
I mean, he's at least factual. He does say Mr. Burgles always wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
Always.
give you the win. Can you go
Always
away and
win.
Always
spam
win.
someone else?
Burgles always win.
Hmm.
Hey, Rowdy,
Well-
do you own that place?
No. For some reason, I'm not hearing it very loud.
Oh, there's a try that
A
volume
second.
button on your phone. Turn it up a little.
Where's the volume thing?
It's on the side there on your phone. You got an iPhone? And I'm just
I got
messing
an
with you,
Android.
Rowdy. Oh, I don't know anything about Android.
Is this real, Crip? Who was it? Crip saying that he took 5 grand. I'm gonna guess grand
Right.
from a Ohio State golf team player on a golf course about 6 years ago. I mean, Crip Keeper, is fascinating
Just a second.
person.
Was he changing his profile picture too?
It's literally a different person. Or not, it's not a different person. It's different YouTube accounts.
Right.
Someone has way too much time on their hands to be spamming our like.
That's got to be Pickensburg.
Probably.
It's just like who? Like what is? what
Now
is
it's
the
saying
point?
Steelers always win. It's
Yeah,
not.
see my volume. I'm going to have to try to. Just a second.
You're good, dude. We can pop you back in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Santori, let's get to this Collins thing that you helped me break down today.
Oh, yay, math.
That's your thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
Pot crop.
But
Pork
so
chop backward.
Oh, It is, isn't it?
But yeah, so kind of debate we've been having, which I could just ask Tyler the question, I guess, first off. Before Santori talks about the money, and then maybe your answer, goes in with it, but keeping La'el Collins, do you think we should keep him if he's not going to be the starter? If he's healthy, there is going to be some money, and there's always dead money, but what are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts are if we don't have any plans for that money this season, and granted, I should start by saying I am not a contracts guy, so if I say something stupid here, by all means, correct me. But
You got it.
You got the right guy for that,
will.
Tyler. You got the right guy for that.
So if we're not going to use that money for anything, I'd like to keep Collins for depth because I know he can obviously play right tackle. We could slide him inside if there's an injury there. That gives us more options, if shit hits the fan. He's obviously a veteran leader, so that's another plus on his books. I see no downside in keeping him for at least this season.
Yeah, I guess my thought was the initial. I was thinking more closer to 10 million, and we could save most of it. But now that broke it down a little more, it's about half of that, right, Santori? I'll let you kind of. Do you have that stuff up? I don't want to just put you on the spot if you don't have it handy, because
Rote memory, sir.
got you.
He's got a base salary of 4.5. He's got a prorated signing bonus of 1.6 repeating. He has a guaranteed game roster bonus that's based off of last year that he gets paid
That's a
this
big
year
part of
for.
it too that we weren't sure about, right?
So this year he gets 140,000 and change per the 15 games he played last year, which comes out to 2.1. So he automatically has like $3.3 million in dead money from the prorated signing bonus and the roster bonus that comes into play. So regardless of if he's here or not, you could cut him today or you could cut him in 10 weeks. He's getting that 3.4 is what it comes out to. He has a base salary of $4.5 million that, keep in mind, those are game checks. So if he's here the whole season, pup list, inactive, active, whatever, doesn't matter. He's got that 4.5. If you cut him, you can save it. And then he has a $1 million escalator if he plays 80% of the snaps. His cap hit, if he is here and does not play a single snap, is $8.3 million. If he plays 80% of the snaps, it is $9.3 million. If he is on the pup list and then it turns out that they don't need him and they cut him, that's roughly $2 million, whatever we said it was. It's 1/3 of the $4.5 million that he's owed, so maybe 1.7, whatever that comes out to. So if that's the case, then you end up saving a grand total of $3 million to keep him on the pup and then cut him. It's going to cost you regardless. If you cut him now, it's going to cost you at least $4 million dead cap. If you keep him the whole year and he doesn't play, it costs you 8.2. If he's here half the year and you cut him, it's going to cost you about 6.5. So the savings, depending on how long you keep him, are going to come out of that $4.5 million salary, and that basically is fractional. $4.5 million over 17 games. How long do you want him for?
Well, let me ask you this. That almost sounds like it's the same amount of money if you cut Akeem Adeniji.
No, he's just still on his rookie contract.
Yeah,
right?
is he?
He's
He's a
very
6th-round
little.
pick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but you could cut a backup for that kind of price, right? And still
Well, $4
Kinda have
million.
the
And
same
$4
money?
million. It's like $4 million where you can save $4 million, $4.5 million, whatever it is, right? If you cut them now, is the way I just understood what Santori said.
Long
And,
story short, if you cut him now, say 4.5, and you pay him about 5. If you don't cut him until halfway through the season, you save like 2.
and pay him
Yeah.
what? Still
Seven-
5?
7.5.
Okay.
Because he gets paid based on what he played from last year.
Listen, I mean, oh, sorry, Derek. I'll take a drink for that one.
Listen, hey,
I caught it. Hey, but
that's the other thing to consider, though, because next year, if he's active, let's say he's active for 5 games this year, that's about $750,000, very fractional in the grand scheme of things. That goes on his dead cap for next year if you cut him this year, because the way that the per game roster bonus is built, you get paid on next year for what you've played this year.
So you might as well keep him because, I mean, that's a lot of money to me and you. You know what I'm saying? But when you're talking about NFL players, to keep him and then the injuries that we had at the end of the year last year and where we could possibly really need him, it's a nice insurance plan.
But to Tyler's point, because based on that Paul Denner Jr. article, and I know Paul Denner Jr. just says bold prediction, but come on, bold prediction, really? You know something.
Right.
We know they want to extend Wilson. We know they want to extend T. We know they want to extend Burrow.
Mhm.
If you cut him before camp starts and you save 4.5, the way that signing bonuses work, that's one of those year one hits for the signing bonus. So if you cut Collins, yeah, you're going to lose some of the security if he's healthy enough to play, but you retain Logan Wilson or T. Higgins for the same price. So it's, what do you want to do?
So if they
Right.
cut him, it's going to be directly to extend a T or Logan, right?
Most
Along
likely.
with if they ask Mixon to take a pay cut, it's going to go directly toward those things, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
I
sorry,
mean,
I
it is-
just noticed
makes
Tyler's name on his.
Yeah, I saw.
Pork chop back. Oh, Mr.
Oh, yeah. Mr. Burglar's lost. That's
Boom
great.
roasted.
So here's the thing.
After we blocked his 57 accounts.
Yeah.
Let's get boring with numbers for about 3 more minutes, then I'll let it go. But let's look at Logan Wilson's potential contract, which who the hell knows, right? I mean, we saw Jermaine Pratt go 3 years, $7 a year, and we saw someone else get like 18 a year for 5 years. Let's just cut it in the middle. Say Logan Wilson gets 4 years, 50, right? I don't think anybody would really be mad about that number.
No, because he's a big part of this team.
Right. So let's say he gets 4 years, 50. Let's say of that 50, his signing bonus is 12. If you cut Collins and restructure Mixon, that's probably going to clear up about 8 to 10 million, depending on how you do it. Right. If Logan Wilson has a signing bonus of 12 and T. Higgins has a signing bonus of 20, right? That's combined $32 million if simple math is correct. You spread that out over the 4-year contracts that they're both most likely going to get. That's $8 million per that gets prorated. You make both of those moves with Mixon and Collins, which are they're pretty likely to both happen, and you pay for both of their extensions in terms of the cap hit. Cash flow, different story. That's a whole other conversation.
Right.
But in terms of managing the cap, restructuring Mixon and cutting Collins is going to pay for both of their extensions on those hypothetical contracts.
I feel like this is why the conversation was ever there in the first place, was about like restructures or having to do a tough cut if Jonah's going to move to right tackle with Lale. It was never to me about like, oh, let's just get rid of these players for no reason where they suck. It was never that. It was more about like, hey, if this helps extend T, that we keep T here, that we need to do that, we need to have Mixon take a pay cut or restructure, however you want to word that. And then same thing with like Collins. Like, I don't just want to get rid of Collins just for nothing, but if it's 4.5 to 5 million, yeah, it helps to boom, lock in a deal with these guys and know that we've got them guys that are Pro Bowlers, right?
Well,
Like,
it's like Tyler said to start this entire conversation. If I know it's going to be to retain and keep growing guys, right? Most notably in that conversation, Higgins or Logan Wilson or both, then yeah, it's not a hard decision to make to and I like Lale Collins. I really hope it would work out for him here. It's still yet to be seen, but not looking great. But
number one, I hate the R word. Number one, I just like, please try not to put that word in here. But you can disagree also. That's fine. And yeah, I would love to have depth as well. We're just talking about that. We're not saying that we don't want to have depth. We're kind of talking it through, even not
Even
like
if-
saying
here.
one way or the other.
Mr. Fried Bologna, if that's really what you want to go by, they have 3 guys, if you cut Collins, that are starting caliber tackles in the NFL after Collins. As much as you don't want to hear it, they're high on Jackson Carman. And we had here, plug my show real quick. On our show the other night, we had Jim McNally, who said that they're really high on Daniel Cochran, who nobody ever talks about, and they fucking love him to death.
Well, they kept him around on the practice squad all last year, right?
So don't be surprised if that guy.
Did you say Daniel? Because it's Devin.
Devin, whatever.
Of course, I would know that for no fucking reason.
Yeah. The depth that this line currently has, 3 starting right tackles. That 3 starting tackles in general, because they all can play left or right tackle at this point. That is something that is coveted. So you might want to watch who you're careful calling the R word there, because thought process with you isn't quite there either, sir.
I was going to say, go ahead, Chop.
Yeah, you didn't put your finger up, Derek. You got to put your finger up.
That's our thing.
Yeah, you got to put your finger up.
Listen.
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember.
That's Derek's.
That's
Well
good.
done, Tyler.
Sorry, my bad.
Hey, I don't remember who the coach was, but one of the coaches was quoted in one of the articles that I read like just the other day, talking about our O-line ain't going anywhere. It's the deepest it's been, and we're going to keep the O-line because of the previous injuries. And people that
That's
are thinking
fair,
we're going
too.
to cut anybody on the O-line, they can rethink that, because we're not getting rid of anybody.
Well, we're going to get rid of people because we have so many bodies that some people are going to leave. And they're high on identity, too. Like, I know that as a fan base, we say, hey, we don't want to see identity have to be playing in that Super Bowl. We'd like to see him cut. But he's always the first guy the Bengals have turned to. Like,
Well, here's the thing. With offensive linemen, there is a league shortage. And if you've paid attention to the NFL, there's a league shortage. This is the deal with identity. Is he a starting caliber offensive lineman? No. No one's going to argue that. Can he play 4 positions on the offensive line? Does he have Super Bowl experience, playoff experience, and somebody that Joe Burrow understands that he knows what his job is? Yes. And that is damn hard to find.
well,
And
just
you have to think about what are you going to do to replace him? You're going to bring in some rookie that doesn't know what's going on?
the swing tackle job that he was doing before the injuries happened. He wasn't doing, very bad. So,
yeah. I was just going to say, if you take Jonah, if you take LC, if you take Carmen, and if maybe even if you take Adeniji too, I wouldn't count him out. And Cody Ford
that's the one.
I'm going to say those 5 guys. If you take all of these 64 tackles in this league, 1 to 64,
they're all.
I guarantee you they are all in there to replace somebody, because there is somebody out there that is not happy with their left to right tackle and needs an upgrade at that position.
Cody Ford alone, he has the guard tackle. They just kept saying the right tackle thing with him. They brought him in, and I was kind of thinking, well, that's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Right.
But because he's played more guard, but he has been a right tackle and moved over, and it's been a long time since he played right tackle really in the NFL. But if he's capable of doing that at a decent level, I'm not even saying average, because some of the play we got in the playoffs with Adeniji and Sharping in the Chiefs game was bottom barrel.
And it's all about who's next to you as well. That is a whole thing too.
Continuity is key.
I think that's another thing too, is if we have 4 regular starters and we put out Adeniji out there, I feel like he can get the job done.
Yeah, one guy coming in to help Band-Aid is not an issue.
Exactly.
Where we were at the end of the playoffs last year,
that's a good point.
Where you've got the bomb squad out there.
Right. Yeah, it was Ted Karras and everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And Ted Karras was on a freaking limp leg.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had half of Ted Karras.
Jonah didn't have any kneecaps.
Nope.
Right. But
I forget who said this, but it might have been Horde last year. Looking at the offensive line we had then, he was saying when they were doing their drills in training camp and stuff, and this was in training camp, towards the end, he said their bursts, when the ball was snapped, they were in unison. And you only get that with multiple reps of doing the same thing together all this time. So whenever you change that, it's gonna have some adverse effects that you're not gonna like.
Well, and the other thing that I want to mention, because let's think about the 7 guys that we've primarily been talking about, right? And we'll just go down the list. You've got Collins, who can play right tackle, left guard, and probably right guard in a pinch. We know he's played 3 of the 5 spots at a relatively high level, multiple teams in the NFL. Orlando Brown, I know, can play left tackle. I know he can play right tackle. I know Jonah Williams can play right tackle because he was recruited as a right tackle, and he was on, I think, second team SEC in Alabama as a freshman at right tackle. Okay? And I know he can play left tackle, and quite frankly, if the Bengals would ever fucking listen to me, which they don't, he profiles better as a guard than he does a tackle. And I'm one of those people that scream that into the clouds all the time.
Everybody's
man yells at clouds.
Right. Ted Karras is a better left guard than he is a center. A lot of people forget that. He is a Pro Bowl caliber center at times. He is a Pro Bowl caliber left guard always. Jackson Carman has played both guard spots, both tackle spots. I mean, the only guy that's not incredibly versatile on this offensive line is Kappa, and he's not getting replaced anytime soon.
No.
So the depth that they have is fantastic. And they could afford to get rid of Collins, but it wouldn't surprise me if they do keep him. And if they do restructure Mixon, it's still enough to get one of those guys done. And if you wait until next year and you're worried about the cap hit, then so be it. You have flexibility.
I want to clarify, too, like when we talk about something, it doesn't mean we're saying like, oh, my God, this is what they're going to – it's just a conversation.
Right.
It's how the money could be used. Is this a possibility? Because – you know what? Then if it happens, we're not taking off guard because we discussed the reasons for and against.
Right. I mean, we've been talking
about – it's a fucking podcast to talk about the fucking Bengals and the possibilities. Sorry.
It's just an exercise of, is it possible? Does it make sense? Could it happen? Not I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for La'el Collins to ball out, and I got freaking Collins, Jonah, Karras, Kappa, Brown, and I got 6 or 7 guys that can start on the line. And I go, okay, I can afford literally for 3 of you to get hurt and only have 1 backup in at this point.
Well, your goal line packages, your different things you can do with,
I want a situation where we go to the goal line and Jonah Williams my fullback for whatever reason because I can do it.
Because why the hell not?
Right, like that's the kind of stuff I want, and that's the flexibility you have.
Fred Baloney, I don't think Adeniji is that bad.
I don't know, man. What we've seen, he's not that good.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he's not. But Michael Jordan was like,
he's still in the league.
And granted, he did get Burrow hurt, so we have that on us.
This should also go to show how bad, like what we're talking about with around the league, the depth, right? He keeps getting picked up. Bobby Hart keeps getting picked up. Like.
Billy Price just got. Hey, congratulations, Billy Price. Billy Price is with New Orleans.
Yep.
New Orleans.
Billy.
Nolans.
No.
I mean, for God's sakes, Cody Ford has a job.
Yeah.
Not that I'm trying to slam the guy, but
I know,
he's not been great either.
He has not, but that's the thing. If you look at some of his grades, it's like they're not as bad as some of the ones we had the last couple of years. That's had to play.
Well, there was at one point, and I think it was Burrow's rookie year or his second year, even it may have been the Super Bowl year, where like 4 of our 5 guys that even registered for PFF were like bottom 5 for grades. But I think, God, we had 2 that were both last or second to last.
But how much nicer is it to be talking about like Cody Ford and Adeniji? They might be 9 or 10. They shouldn't be 6 or 7 this year.
Right, and that's the thing where Fried Baloney's talking about depth. You keep 9, you hope 7 ever see the field because you only activate 7 on game day. You typically have 1 guy that can play an emergency center role, and he's a backup guard. Volson or La'el Collins can fit that role because they've both done it at some point. And then the other 3 guys are emergencies that you don't activate on game day.
And this is another guy, Ben Brown, is who he's talking about here for the
he had really
podcast listeners. Dean, any update? Dane Brugler had him as like a 4th, 5th round grade last year. Unfortunately, got injured in preseason. I fully expect him to battle for a roster spot with Trey Hill for that center guard spot. And that Bolson's got some snaps at center, but that's emergency situation stuff.
Well, and the other thing to keep in mind is this year is going to be completely different from any other year, and I'm super excited for what I assume it's probably going to be on a Friday or a Monday. So I'm going to call it either Black Friday or Black Monday, where the entire league has to trim down from 90 to 53 on one day.
Right.
It's not a whittle it down process anymore. Literally 40% of the league is going to become available overnight. If you don't think there's one or two linemen they won't be able to pick up, or a tight end or a running back or whatever, come on. What they have right now, if they're at 90, they might be 87, wherever they're at. The amount of guys that they have right now, that landscape is going to change. Maybe not the core 40, because there's typically about 40 guys that are pretty rock solid you're not worried about. But those other 13 to 15 guys, and then the other 10 practice squad guys, or 12, whatever you keep, those final guys 41 through 60, those 20 guys, that landscape's going to change dramatically across the NFL over the next 2 months.
Can I ask you guys a question on that? So we've always talked about how all of our recruits, or not recruits, but our guys that are looking at the players are so small, and we don't have a very big group of scouts and stuff like. Or is it scouts? What are they called?
Right. So the scout team, and
is that going to affect us with that?
I would say
Being so
no,
small?
because, and again, I get to plug my show again. When we had McNally on the other night, who was a consultant for the Bengals for the last 10 years. This is the first year he's not doing it. He straight told us, years past, they had a very small scouting department. He said, at this moment, they have a regular size scouting department right up there with everybody else in the NFL. So that has been rectified. It's probably still smaller than some. Yeah, it was actually a really good show. That was probably one of our better ones, to be fair. But no, according to Coach McNally, we're right up there with everybody else in terms of the size of the scouting department.
Okay. Eric, you got time to listen back and forth to work. God damn, you drive to Florida.
You almost got me there. I almost said it.
Listen.
I've been trying to catch up on everything on my way back and forth to work.
Dude,
actually,
don't feel bad. The times that I get to listen to shows are the times that I'm on them.
I'm always at work when you guys are on.
I
just noticed your name.
I was trying to figure out what it was at first.
I
get it.
Rottenness.
I almost made Greg proud today. I almost stopped at Midwest Best on the way home.
Oh, that's bad.
Ooh, man! If you do get that mac and cheese, that shit is
I wanted
so
to, and then
good.
I realized that my wife was going to a cookout thing, so I didn't want to eat Midwest Best and not bring her home anything, and then get in trouble for it. So,
man, I'll tell you what. My next day off, I'm about to drive up there just to get like a half a gallon of mac and cheese.
Jesus.
You ever had it? Tyler, you ever had it?
I have not.
We got to go back for a split second there.
What?
Your wife went to this thing where she was eating somewhere else, and
yeah,
you
but
were
it was
scared
hot
to
dog
get
and hamburger.
food.
No, I still stopped at Wendy's.
You got a
you could've
Baconator
stopped at
instead of Midwest because of that?
I should have. Man. Well, I'll tell you this.
I just had to point out that was like the worst excuse I've ever heard.
For the future, I will say this. I was very disappointed that Midwest Best did not have a drive-through.
No, that's what the.
You're a little skinny
all it
fucker.
boiled
You
down.
can't get out the truck and run inside real quick.
Listen.
Man, drive-throughs.
Oh!
Hey.
You did it again! God, I can't do this drinking game's too much. I didn't even realize it.
It wasn't about that. It's about time. I got to get in and get out as fast as possible.
I wish I could just get in.
Hey, sometimes drive-thrus take way longer than running in to get your shit.
You're right. Hey, and I'm telling you, I'm morphing into a chop. I just want to say that because guess what I had to get at the grocery store today?
Four Loko.
Freaking cat litter.
No shit, man.
Welcome to my
what
life.
store did you go to? I'm going to have to tell my wife that they're running low.
Kroger.
But yeah, anything else? Any okay, draft picks, Tyler.
Yeah,
That,
we got really sidetracked there.
Yeah, we
DJ Turner.
So we went DJ Burner, and then we got.
Well,
we're coming all the way back around to that conversation.
Well, I was
like
just
30 minutes ago.
Longer than that. But I was going to say, is there a draft pick that since we've drafted them, even doesn't have to be somebody that we got that you were excited about? That maybe afterwards you've read more about them, you've seen more about them, heard more about them. That's got you super excited for the future. That maybe you weren't into them or whatever. Can't titty guy, but no,
Can't koozie guy.
I'll be honest. I liked Charlie Jones when we got him, but the more and more I see on him, and I'm always excited about wide receivers, but the more and more I see from him at OTAs, it is.
Chuck Sizzle. I was saying Chuck Sizzle shirt.
I am getting so hyped up on Chuck right now. So I think he's going to be a steal. When we look back, he's going to be a steal. And granted, the Bengals have always been phenomenal at drafting wide receivers and finding mid to late round talent. So, Charlie is. I got a great feeling about him.
Man, we're together. I'm the same way. Oh, look at that. That's getting fucking crude.
And this is kind of like been my thought process here lately, as far as our wide receiver room goes. Trent Irwin, he was able to find play time last year. I don't remember him too much on special teams, so correct me if I'm wrong there.
No.
So you had Trent Irwin, who played offense, not so much special teams. Then you had Trent Taylor, who played special teams, but not so much offense. And I love both those guys to death, but I feel like we got a 2-for-1 deal with Charlie Jones. So
2 Trents for a Charlie.
You're going to miss the backflips because I don't see any way he gets rostered with the way the receivers are.
I'll bet
now.
you fucking
Jamar Chase can backflip.
Okay, maybe he'll come in and
He
do
can
it.
backflip.
Man, you got really aggressive.
I'm sorry,
about that.
I was just thinking. No, Crypt Keeper had me thinking like, dude, I've been up since 1:48:05 a.m. from Monday.
1:48:05. What the fuck time is that?
1:45.
It's military.
Military time.
Military time.
1:48:05.
1:48:05.
I've been
That's on the Zodiac
It's
calendar.
a little more personal to Tyler because Tyler got that backflip on camera and the response from the wife and then him and stuff. So I know that he will miss him a little more. Like when you get that personal connection, trust me.
My wife just said
It hurts different.
It does. It does.
1:45 military time. Get it right.
1:48:05.
But I still think there's a roster spot for Irwin. He caught 4 tutties last year. I think they'll roster him, but man.
This is kind of what I've been thinking here lately is he might be used in a trade. I don't know how financials work out, but I think that we got his stock up high enough this year that there's going to be people that are interested and, maybe give us a call to see if he's available.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're at the point where we need to start stacking resources for the future so we can keep, replenishing this roster at a, lower cost base too.
I
Talking
hadn't
Irwin,
even
right?
thought about that because I love Irwin so much,
Yeah.
and
I
I'm gonna have to interview him with Jess, so I feel it personal. But if Yosavash is ahead of schedule and they think, well, this guy can come in and give us snaps not only on special teams but there, and then Charlie Jones, same thing. He's probably going to be our punt returner and could give us snaps. And then you got the big three with those Boyd, Higgins, and Chase. Like. It does get into that crunch, especially Stanley Morgan, such a stud on special teams. Maybe you say we're keeping 6, and Irwin, if you can get a 5th round pick for him or a 6th round pick, you take it because you can stack those picks and help move up in other rounds. And I would hate to see Irwin go, but
absolutely,
it may help. It may benefit him though too. He might go to a team and be the 3rd receiver on that team instead of here.
There's a lot of teams that could use Tennessee Titans.
That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
can see him being the 3rd somewhere.
Yeah.
Giants.
Giants.
I
could
never really thought of it. So now Tyler's got me all in my feelings over here.
I hate the thought of him in another uniform, but at the same time, we're going to cut. In my opinion, we're going to cut a very talented wide receiver. We got to try to get something out of him if we can.
Or we're rostering 7. and going lighter somewhere else. And
They were
personally,
talking
I don't want to.
Yeah.
want to go lighter on O line or D line. And the
Yeah.
corners, like, man, it's something we talked about on a 3:30 show with the draft too. There's DJ, but there's also the other DJ Ivy, who was flashing. Cheeto's talking about him, and I'm like, damn, if we're keeping him too, all of a sudden we got tons of players. Alan George getting first team reps. Sidney Jones getting snaps in practice. I'm like, damn, these are good problems. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
these are good
there's going
problems,
to be some heartbreaking cuts this year because not a
Lap
guy on
was
this
talking-
roster I don't like.
Yeah, Lapp was talking with Chris Sims on his show this week and said that we'll definitely be cutting some really good players this year.
So hopefully, we get some phone calls because obviously we need to turn assets into future assets.
and like Santori was saying a little bit ago too, it's all in one big cut. That's going to be such a wild time.
It's going to be one of my favorite days of the year.
But then the guys because it'll be like
the pinata explodes.
But then the guys that get picked up that you're waiting, okay, who's going to be available for practice squad and who's going to be
they're going to turn that into
there's going to be so many players.
You watch, I promise you, the NFL will turn that into an event. It will be a televised event, absolutely.
Yes, it is going to be like it's going to be like a 24-hour special that day.
There will be an auctioneer.
We got breaking news from Charlotte now.
There will be an auctioneer with a list of all of these players, and they'll just be bidding.
OBJ going once, OBJ going twice.
Yeah.
I said, hey, pretty lady, won't you give me a sign? I'll give you anything and make your mind on mine. I'll do your – sorry.
Yeah, that's the cutoff, I think. You hit it.
Huh.
Be at your beck and call.
I can sing the whole thing, but
I'll be damned.
I better not.
Yeehaw!
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go fucking cow tipping and shit.
I tried to do that. I was raised.
Cruise the 4-H, babes.
They tried to go cow tipping once.
Up.
Did you really?
Yeah, someone came out and said she called the cops, so we had to take off running.
I never went cow tipping. I did grow up in the fucking country, though, but I never went cow tipping.
That's because you went to the boarding school in the sticks.
Yeah, I did go to boarding school in the sticks. It wasn't cows down there. The cash crop down there was weed. The Eastern Kentucky.
So high, we thought they were cows. Turned out they were just rocks.
Big ass rocks.
Tell you what, there is. I don't know how much y'all care, but there's negative action going on in this Reds game right now.
I know. I'm watching. Or I'm.
You're watching that and golf?
No, golf's over.
Derek's like a chameleon. He's got one eye on like Betfred.
I'm trying. I may or may not have bet on the game too.
This guy's a junkie. He's a junkie.
Take a drink.
So
take a drink.
I am not.
Take a drink.
I am not very happy because I bet on the game before I saw that LA was out. And you know what makes me so mad about it? This was the first game that I've actually had time to sit down and watch. And
you're looking forward to watching him.
I was so looking forward to watching him. I haven't got to see. I mean, I've watched the instant replays and all that, the highlights. And
I've watched 2 or 3 Reds games now.
Yes.
Yeah, so he makes it exciting.
Thank you, Santori, and also since James.
Well, the other guy makes it exciting too. What's this? The second base guy.
McLean.
Oh, McLean.
Yes.
McLean.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm in love.
AKA Dale.
I think I like him better than
he's shortstop though, right? He's shortstop.
Second base.
Second base.
Second base. I thought was India.
Well, no, McLean is shortstop. India's probably going to get. India's probably going to get moved.
Hey, I was right about the Reds.
You did it.
Oh,
I think who was it that said they thought India will probably end up getting pushed out to?
He's not getting pushed out. Jesus Christ!
The outfield.
Encarnacio Strand's getting ready to come up, and they got him playing left field, right field.
Okay.
That sounded like a Dr.
was on
Seuss
Jeff's
book
show.
For a minute.
See, I try to watch everybody's
You went
shows.
full Dr. Seuss for a minute there, Dale.
Hey.
Right field, left field, infield, out.
Red Sox, Black Sox, White Sox, Cubs.
Yeah. Derek, you're going to fall asleep before the end of the game anyway because you got up at 148.76.
Look at his fucking eyes. I've seen his eyes like this the whole time. I just hadn't said anything. I was waiting on him to get drunker.
They're like,
he's like, I got up. I've been up since 148.76 Niner.
Yeah, there's a number.
So
in my
clearly,
head.
day shift Derek is not any better than night shift Derek.
Right.
He shows up once a week, and even
The eyes
then,
are
he's
heavy.
not. He's been watching fucking
It's-
TV and
It's
falling
that
asleep.
mandatory overtime. Once they stop that mandatory overtime, man,
I
we're
will
going to
be
have
fine.
Derek back
I will be
100%.
fine. We got 20 hours next week. Where's it at? Hold on.
Well, this
Slight
could
pause,
take another
dramatic
5 minutes.
pause.
Pause for dramatic effect. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm getting to it. Anyway,
3 days later.
we don't have
Yeah.
to hold on, but there it is. Like a
Dramatic pause. I thought we were going to get the
exciting
wah,
clap.
wah, wah, wah.
Oh, Michael Montgomery. That's a good name right there. No, but I was trying to find an awesome clap introduction for Tyler when he walked in here, and then you introduced him first instead of me.
What the fuck is that? The car alarm's going off now, Derek.
My parking
Not
lot.
me.
That's
oh, it's
mine.
your it's Ted Santori's parking
See,
lot.
now I don't
once
know when it's
again-
sound effects and when it's real life. We had a doorbell earlier. After
Is this
sound
real
effects.
life?
That one's on me. Sorry.
I can do this.
Someone out there.
Keep it down out there.
No shit. We got a show going on,
We're
goddamn
down
it.
to show you sons of bitches.
Hey, we're trying to do
If
a
they
show,
heard this
man.
music, they'll be like, "Are they making a porno?"
I have headphones in.
Oh, okay.
So I just yelled in your ear. So no.
Yeah, that's all you did
that's
was
true.
scream at me.
All right, guys.
Well,
I got
guys, yeah, we've been on here quite a while. Appreciate it. John Michael Montgomery, we'll have to get you back on sometime.
Sounds good.
Wear the shirt, Santori. Scooch over.
Yep, Tyler put a shirt on.
There you go.
Oh.
Tyler, scooch over there. That's right. Represent the merch shop. If you
Hold
want to
on,
pick
let
up
me
any of these fine
change.
shirts, like
There
you
we go.
see Santori and his Chuck Sizzle shirt, or Tyler in his Boston Bobcat shirts, make sure you hit up our store. The link
It's
is in the
super
description.
soft.
Go
There-
buy a new Cincy hat also, and then
Oh, yeah.
tweet
Oh, yeah.
at Bengals Brew.
Or a
Let me get the hat.
$10. Oh, God, now he's naked.
There,
Don't remove the banner.
I changed. Help!
Oh,
Oh, hey, we're wearing matching shirts.
We're good.
you guys are twinsies.
No, and I'm getting ready to buy a Chuck Sizzle shirt. Because those
These-
look
these
dope.
are
I got a
super,
couple
super
different ones
comfortable.
already.
I just
Hi.
And we got a new
But
shirt.
The shirts are really comfortable. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
bullshitting. Like, they're very comfortable shirts. Shockingly, because it's not
it's
set
the
up
Invisible
for us.
Man.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we got new shirts on there too that aren't.
Yeah,
not in
Joe's
the
got to
States.
see. Joe's got to be update this, man. He's slacking. But so anyways, so we've got the mustache ride, free mustache rides that Pork Chop just had to have. We've got that shirt.
Yeah, right.
out
Well, we
now.
sold already 2 of them. Jesus Christ, I was
Yeah.
dead on the money on that one.
One
Did I
of them
get
was
that right,
you.
Bill?
Yeah, well, one of them was me.
You might have to get a new shirt after the FCC game that says "I survived the march."
No shit. I probably won't need that shirt because I'm not going to survive.
But
You have to actually
I have a
survive
shirt
that
says,
shit. to
Hell
get
is
that
real,
shirt.
and I'm chafed.
Yeah, I'm chafed. Yeah, no shit. I'm going to need some fucking Gold Bond.
hell is real and it's in my pants.
Hell is real, and it's chafed my crotch.
Yeah. But yeah, Bengals and Brews .sellfy.store. So Bengals spelled
got it
out
right.
and Brews. That's all together. .sellfy SELLFY.store.
Hey,
That is
let
our
me-
merch store. If anybody wants to buy anything, there's koozies on there, like Derek put up by his
Boom.
titties earlier, and there is the free mustache ride shirt.
Yes.
So we were lucky enough to have Brad Robbins on. He said he wouldn't sue us if we put him out. So
That's
well,
right.
here's the shirt.
We are not being
We took
sued.
that as a glowing endorsement.
That's right. 100% endorsement. I will not sue you equals hurry up and print that shirt and send one to me so I can wear it. But that's at our Selfie store.
All right, Derek. So we're the koozies. We got koozies as well. So King Koozie Guy here is coming out.
Ending on a high note tonight.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. That's I got nothing else. The tech we didn't. The tech cares. $10 donation.
Here's the hat you can
Yeah,
win.
here's the autographed hat.
Autograph hat. Who Day 64.
Santori died. A $10 donation, or if you purchase a hat or whatever, get it to us. We're probably going to have Ted on sometime next week or the week after. So, and we're going to hope to announce the winner live of that autographed hat.
Luther Vision.
The $10, all the stuff goes to Village of Marici. Yeah, there's no fucking point in this. I'll do it later.
It goes to
We're
help.
out.
It goes to help adults with disabilities.